Let's switch things up. Let's go to the World Series. We do have a pitcher for the Blue Jays, Savage, and is going for the Blue Jays. Snell for the Dodgers, and minus 150. I kind of figured this line would be a lot closer to minus 200. I figured the Dodgers would be a big public play here, but we got the over/under at 7.5, which will break down on game one.
Yeah, I'm talking about the total here more than the side. Looking at my odds logic live screen, as you mentioned, 7.5 the prevailing total, juice to the over, minus 150-ish for LA, even though that for the full series, they're I'm seeing as high as minus 250 now for the Dodgers. Usually there's a little bit more correlation between the game one price and the full series price. That's not the case in this one, especially with the guy like Snell on the hill. And of course, the Dodgers starting pitching was amazing against the Phillies and the Brewers. That said, the Brewers went 1 of 16 in that series with runners in scoring position. Philly wasn't much better. Neither team, they couldn't get a clutch hit. Toronto has struggled to get a clutch hit against the Dodgers. The meetings the last 2 years, Toronto scored 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, and 5 in 6 games. They went 2 and 4 and scored 13 runs total in those contests. But I'm really not worried that much about regular season at this stage. What happened in the regular season meeting 2 years ago. It's interesting to talk about. It's not going to necessarily affect my handicap. The Blue Jays bats have been strong this entire postseason. They're a contact team. They don't strike out. They scored 34 runs in 4 games against the Yankees. And they got shut down the first 2 games against Seattle and then scored 33 runs the last 5 games of that series, 6.5 runs per game. You talk about Savage. He's got 3 career regular season starts. And then this will be his 3rd postseason start. And in those 2 postseason starts, 6 walks, 2 dingers allowed, 7 runs in 9.1 innings against Seattle. And the Dodgers lineup's a whole lot more potent than the Mariners. Blake Snell's as ace as 8 gets. We trust him in big games. Dodgers deserve to be chalk here. For the side standpoint, it's LA or pass. But I think the better bet for this one might well be the over. Full game over 7.5. First 5 over 3.5. These are 2 lineups that can hit. Both are coming off series. And again, the Jays were an over machine against Seattle. I don't think they're still that we've seen the best this lineup has to offer. So over 7.5 is the way I would look tonight. They just missed being out on a client play for me this evening, but I certainly lean fairly strongly in that direction. Toronto, LA, over 7.5.
Great breakdowns as always. What do you have up for clients at Wager Talk?
So right now I got NBA up for tonight. We're posting the college card and the NFL card as in the moments when we get off air. So check out the page, wg.buzz/TC, and you'll see all my plays for the weekend posted in a relatively short amount of time after I get off air.